For the next one, we will find out more on why gut protein is essential as a foundational health solution. And also together, we will learn more on the vital role of probiotics, protein, fiber in promoting gut health, emphasizing in the impact of soy protein on the strengthening the gut health. So let me introduce our next speaker is Dr. Sham Ramakrishnan, Head of Emerging Markets, Innovations and Science. And with PhD from University of Texas and fellowship training from Harvard Medical School, he will discuss the importance of probiotics, protein, and prebiotics for gut health and gut lining. But Dr. Sham is not alone. We're also going to have our colleague, Mok Yu Kwang, from Nutrilite Marketing Department. So together, we are going to learn more on the gut reset and also for the gut protein. Please give a round of applause for Dr. Sham and Mok Yu Kwang.
Hi everyone. Okay, don't sit down first, okay? Because I think all of us just finished our lunch first, okay? Just shake around your body because I saw someone sleeping already. Okay? So shake your body, shake, 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 okay? Loosen up a bit. Okay. Yeah.
Good idea.
Good idea, right? Okay. So Dr. Sham, my honor to interview you again, okay, for today's session. My name is Mok, I'm from Marketing Department, and now today I'm going to be the student of Dr. Sham. Okay? You're okay, huh? Okay. Okay, so Dr. Sham. Okay.
Thank you.
So I think today's topic, right, we learned a lot from Dr. G's that our gut microbiome is our second genome. It plays a lot of vital roles in our human health, okay? But the golden question now is, do you think you can sell with the knowledge you learned from Dr. G without product? Huh? No, right? Okay. So in this session, it's very, very, very important. Okay, very important for every one of you. Please listen. Open up your ears. Okay, to listen properly. And I just want to preempt everyone. This session is going to be not slightly. It's very in depth. Okay, it's going to be very technical. So
be careful.
Yes, be careful. Okay. So if you do not understand, do not shy. Just ask. I think, Dr. Sham, can we do like more interactive sections with
Yes,
them?
absolutely.
Can I?
Yes.
Okay. So I think we'll start the session right now. Okay. The first question is, okay. Why? I think we talked about the diversity of gut microbiomes. Okay. How important is the gut microbiome? How important is it to diversify the gut microbiomes? So for that, right, can you briefly tell us, like, these two products, I think probiotic and prebiotics, that Amway is actually having, okay, what's the role of them in diversify the gut microbiome of the gut?
Great. All right. So these two products, but before I go into that detail, I just want to highlight why diversity is so important. Dr. G mentioned about atopic dermatitis. I also want to give you an analogy of a building. When you start building a house, who all do you need to build a house? You need the engineer. You need the civil engineer, right? You need the electrician. You need the plumber. You need the painter. So to build a home, a robust home, you need the diversity of talent. That's exactly that. To build your gut, you build a robust gut system, you need those diversity of bacterial species to survive and thrive. And that is where, that's very important. You want to highlight this?
Yeah. So for that point, right, actually you can see from the paper itself that 95% of Malaysians do not take enough fruits and vegetables. And you know that our probiotics or good bacteria in the gut, they need what to thrive? Fiber. Okay,
Fiber.
Exactly, fiber. Okay, fiber to really thrive it. So recently I just get to know a study, okay, in Malaysia settings. It compares that urban people and non-urban people. And they found out that the diversity of people in the urban area, like in Klang Valley, okay, like in KL, okay, their gut microbiome is actually less diversified as compared to rural area. This actually align with the points that actually Dr. G shouts, just now informed us, compared to Amazon people and also
Yes.
non-Amazon people. So why fiber is so important for the gut itself?
Yeah, so there are, I don't know how many kinds of fibers we are aware of. 2. Soluble and insoluble. Great. Give a hand to her. And now, which fiber is loved by the microbiome? Soluble fibers. Exactly. And soluble fibers cannot be digested by the human body. So who eats that? The gut microbiome. Right? So gut microbiome's favorite topic is, now to get 1 sachet of this, you need to eat 1 big watermelon to get the 1 soluble sachet fiber. Right? Right? So, but of course, some people can eat it. It's delicious. Yes, exactly. So, but I'm saying, but every fruit and veggies have their own amount of soluble fibers. It's not easy to assume, on a daily basis, how do you know? How are you going to eat how many soluble fibers? And soluble fibers is only one of the 2 main food for the gut microbiome. And so therefore, 1 sachet per day kind of protects you to make sure at least your friendly gut microbiota is healthy and thriving and smiling for you.
Okay, I got it right now. Okay, the next question would be: is taking the product itself, the fiber itself, is enough for the gut microbiomes to actually grow better? Do we need the food or the fiber from the diet itself?
From the diet itself, absolutely. I mean, diet is definitely the first and primary. But majority of the times, why in the Klang Valley we don't have the diversity? Because, I mean, I love the Malaysian food, whatever I've tasted. But I can tell you it's also very dangerous. Somebody already warned me, Shyam, you won't be this slim 2 years from now. So, but I'm not afraid because I'll tell you,
Yes.
my diet is very basic.
Yeah.
While I indulge in the good food occasionally, but my diet is only veggies. And I'll send you pictures of what I eat. My wife goes crazy because she cannot cook and make me happy. Because I'm happy with what I get, the simple thing, right? So for me, those are kind of things. So from the diet, yes, you can get. For sure you can get, and you should always strive to get from the diet, from the veggies, from the fruits. But this ensures you. It's an insurance, right? To ensure that you're feeding your gut microbiome with the right soluble fibers.
Exactly. Okay, so the next question is actually on the fiber. We talked about the fiber, but how about the probiotics? Just now Dr. G talked about with the antibiotics, it kills off the bacteria. Okay, so if the bacteria already kill off, right, in the gut itself, can it regrow back? Yes.
Yeah, it can grow back. It definitely can grow back. But think about it, when you're wiping out a population, how can it grow? From where can it grow? So what happens is we all continue to live with a compromised gut function. We simply don't know that. And the effect of this is a long term. It takes years to manifestation with conditions like colorectal cancer, other intestinal disorders. It manifests itself in many different ways, right? So therefore, we don't know the diversity. Therefore, when you look at something like the probiotics we provide, it has a nice mixture of species, bifido and lacto, which are the main ones. And we'll talk about that in a little bit detail later on. But that is why it provides the diversity to support it. And these are bacterial species which are known. So once you consume the bacterial species, it is supposed to attach to the gut lining. These are all tested and proven to be attaching to the gut lining. Because if it doesn't attach to the gut lining, it's going to slough off. It's going to go away, right? It has to go into the gut lining, thrive with the help of the prebiotics. And that is why we have this diversity.
Wow. Okay, nice explanations. Okay, so for me, right, okay, I'm going to try to make it a very layman terms, but I see this session itself as compared to the last previous sessions, right? Don't tell them I tell you, I see you are actually quite focused and very, everyone is like taking the pictures everywhere, okay? Okay, so for me, right, okay, because I'm trying to be layman, okay? As I told the earlier sessions as well, okay? Imagine your gut is actually like a KL Central, okay? That's connected to every organs that you have, okay? But you cannot, if you are from outstation, you do not know KL Central, Google, or I now tell you one person, okay, that might feel relevant to you, okay? If you do not, Google, okay? You know who is, with due respect, okay? Do you know who is Anthony Locke? Yes. Okay, you imagine your gut microbiome actually got a lot of Anthony Locke inside. But the Anthony Locke, they have different function. One, other than the transport system, right? They can control your mood, your heart, how you want to sweat, okay? How your immune system like. Okay, got it? Okay. Now, the golden question. We talk about the 2P. Okay. The next question is, a lot of you, if you do gut reset, right, leaders here, I believe you will put protein inside, okay? And we know that protein is very important for our cell to build muscle. The question now is, why protein in gut health?
Great question. That's one of my favorite topic. So, one thing which everyone has been talking about is the fiber. Definitely, fiber is definitely one of the most critical ingredient food for our friendly microbiota. But the second one is the protein, and something which is underplayed a lot because people just don't know. There's a lot of scientific research out there, but it's never percolated because everyone talks about the fiber. But what is fascinating is the protein plays as important of a role. If you look at the gut microbiome, the mucosal lining, all the way from the mouth to the last portion of our digestive tract has a lining of the mucosa, right? And this mucosal lining is supported by the gut microbiota's functioning and everything, but along with the protein and the fiber. So, Dr. G showed the picture of how the lining happens.
Yeah, Dr. Sham, where does most of the bacteria actually resides in
Great
the
point.
organ?
Great question.
This part?
So majority of the bacteria thrives. Maybe I should ask the audience.
Yeah.
Audience.
You should ask that.
Where? Small intestine or large intestine? Large intestine.
Where?
Look at great large intestine. Right? That is where the majority of the bacteria thrives. Right? And that is where it has two lining of the mucosal lining in the gut, in the large intestine, while the small intestine has only one lining. Because, why? Because it can absorb the nutrients fast. The small intestine, the length is almost this long, right? Almost 19 meters long, right? And it can absorb the nutrients. But the colon, which contains the two layer of mucosal lining, it doesn't absorb much nutrients. The function is to just support the absorption of fluids and electrolytes.
Correct. I think we talked about the mucosal layer and also the cell and the microbiome, the tree layer itself. Could you elaborate more on the whole linings and what if it's compromised? What will happen?
Yeah, so that is so when we consume a lot of food. I mean, of course, we eat all kinds of food. I can tell you there are a lot of food we eat, which I eat, even the veggies I eat. It has a lot of other things which our body does not want to see. So our gut is very smart because of the lining. The lining protects us like a home. We have a home, we have a wall. We have walls. Why? So that no thieves come in, right? So similarly, our gut has a lining, the epithelial lining, the mucosal layer, all to protect against the enemies, right? So, but when we compromise it, by diet, bad diet, by smoking, by things which we should not be doing, right? Like processed food, right? Highly processed food, which is really detrimental for our health, a high sugar containing food. Those are things which consistently insult our layer and results in opening of the shield. Once the shield is opened, which we don't see, we don't experience, but over a period of time, all the leaking happens into our bloodstream.
Yeah, so in medical terms or medical, I saw that,
Scientific term.
yeah, scientific terms, okay, we know conditions, but not medically diagnosed. It's called a leaky gut syndrome. Could you tell us more on the leaky gut syndrome? How was it manifest, actually?
So leaky gut syndrome is basically, as I was saying, the compromised gut barrier. Now, because all these epithelial cells which are lining, it's like bricks. It attaches itself like this using proteins called tight junction proteins. It has cemented. Now, once you start having a compromised function, it starts spreading out. Simple logic. Once it moves out of its place, starts leaking into a bloodstream. That's how leaky gut syndrome starts.
Yeah, it's a condition, right? There's many people actually have leaky gut, but they never know that.
They never know.
Why? Why they never know?
Because it takes time to manifest itself over a period of years.
Oh, okay. So normally, if I was someone that I normally have bloated or burping, can I call myself actually I might have the leaky gut syndrome?
Not necessarily. It's no. We cannot judge that. No.
Okay.
We cannot judge that. Of course, you have to think our gut epithelial layer is also incredibly powerful. Today we may have a leaky gut, but because of you are taking the good supplementation, good fruits, good veggies, it can repair. Right? It's not like you cannot repair. It can be repaired, but you need to be aware that am I diet, am I exercising, am I doing good diet, am I doing good supplementation? That is when you can protect yourself.
How fast does the gut lining actually can repair themselves?
Okay, so as you know, the gut lining sloughs off every 3 to 5 days.
3 to 5 days.
Every 3 to 5 days, it goes away and regenerates. It has stem cells, so it regenerates. Guess what? When it regenerates, what does it need? It needs a protein, it needs an amino acid, it needs a glucose, it needs a fiber. The bacteria starts making it again. It is a continuous process till we die. So every 3 to 5 days, it is continue to grow.
Oh, okay. Now I got it. Okay. So for me, right, in layman terms, okay, for leaky gut syndrome, because it all happens in your body, and just now I asked already, you might not know, okay, whether you have leaky gut or not if you have burping or even like all these situations, okay. So, but when people actually, when they have pain in their body, right, it's actually at the most severe stage already, is it? It's the ulcer stage already.
That is in the severe section. Severe section ulceration can happen because of the bacteria growth and everything, yes.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so we talk about how protein actually can help in the leaky gut itself. So how about the three products? How can they actually work synergistically, specifically on this solution itself, right? How they can work together on the human health?
So the three products basically were the probiotics. The probiotics is supported by the protein and by the fiber. And they come together to form what is called the short chain fatty acids or the branch chain fatty acids. Eventually it all coalesces or comes together to support those functions. But if you stand up here and walk you through how the dietary protein, okay, remember, it's a dietary protein, the protein we consume, how the dietary protein is broken down even by the bacterial proteases and by the intestinal proteases, the enzymes which cut the proteins into small pieces, and it becomes amino acids and the peptides. And once it comes through there, it has two functions. One is to grow and multiply the gut microbiota. It supports the growth of the gut microbiota. And then the metabolites which is released by the gut microbiota, these are the metabolites, short-chain fatty acids, phenols, sulfide, ammonia, amines. So it all depends upon the amount of protein. Therefore, we always recommend you meet the RDA because you don't want to exceed the protein requirement, or for sure you don't want to come below the RDA requirement. Because remember, the RDA requirement is just to maintain your bodily function, not to exceed, not to make you stronger. It's just to maintain your basic function. And that is why it's RDA. So nevertheless, then this short-chain fatty acids converts into, there are many other short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, propionate, acetate, and those are the ones which has the bioactivity, which goes into your bloodstream and affects many organs in the body. Because these short-chain fatty acids goes into your brain, goes into your heart, goes into, you name it. It is very easy to transport across the bloodstream. But if you don't have enough short-chain fatty acids or branch-chain fatty acids, it's troublesome, right?
So can I summarize that actually the human health is affected by the gut microbiome, or gut microbiome can help in human health, is mainly due to the short-chain fatty acids or the end products that the probiotics actually produce.
Yes.
Okay, can I say so?
Yes.
So can you elaborate more, like how can it actually affect the organ itself?
Yeah, so this is a basic, this is a study which was shown in last month. Last month they published in a very famous, prestigious journal called Nature. And I thought the picture was so beautifully done. It kind of, my dream-like picture where if you look at the fiber being converted to short-chain fatty acid by the microbiome, and it transports itself and results and is inducing GLP-1, which is a very important hormone for controlling many things, from satiety to overweight to metabolic syndrome, right? So GLP-1 is then activated by the gut microbiota indirectly through the short-chain fatty acid. But in addition to that, short-chain fatty acids goes and enters the circulation and affects the immunity and many other functions, including insulin sensitivity, reducing inflammation, increasing fatty acid oxidation, which is all important for your metabolic health, right? So that is how this beautiful picture illustrates the functionality of microbiota and the fiber in our daily life.
Okay, so this fiber, this is protein.
And then similarly,
Yeah.
the proteins, again, as I was saying, so I never saw this picture in many scientific literature. So for me, I was very happy to see this last month before I came here. So I thought I will show it to you, right? Look at this. This is the latest scientific journal which talks about how the proteins and amino acids are coming into play and making a serious role in converting the bacteria is converting into short-chain fatty acid. And one thing which I mentioned very briefly was called branch-chain amino acid, branch-chain fatty acids. Branch-chain fatty acid is a fatty acid nobody talks about much. But this is the first time I'm seeing in the scientific literature, I read it, but the first time I'm seeing the BCFA. Guess BCFA is coming from? It can only be produced by branch-chain amino acids. And our all-plant protein has quite a bit of branch-chain amino acids. Right? This is the branch-chain amino acid which we all know for building muscle, but it has other functions, look, right? Other functions to support the skin health. That is what branch-chain fatty acids is known for, but it may have many other functions which we don't know. So that is where amino acids play a major role in supporting our gut microbiota and our general health.
Yeah.
Beyond, yeah.
I think this is very awesome. Okay, but I need to do a temperature check. Are you guys okay? Huh? Very simple.
Oh.
Very simple. Dr. Nisha said very simple. How are the others? We talk about a lot of short-chain fatty acids, branch-chain. Smart.
Smart
very,
bacteria.
very smart. Okay. Okay, so you all just remember, okay, the short-chain fatty acids or branch-chain fatty acids, they are the end products of your good bacteria. So they makan already, they need to poo-poo. Okay, so the poo-poo will help in all your body system. Okay, remember that. Prepare your cell phone right now. This is the golden million slide that you need to take pictures. Why? Because I think Dr. Sham and the team in India already do the studies on our all-plant protein or soy protein. It compares with animal protein. And this shows all the amino acids profile that our soy protein have. The blue color shows that the amino acids that you need from the diet. And the yellow one means that the amino acids that your body can produce itself and you do not need it. So Dr. Sham, could you bring us through on this slide itself?
Yeah, but before that, I need to acknowledge, all the science is built by a lot of people before I came, right? So I need to acknowledge that. I also need to acknowledge the people who built the all-plant protein long ago, right? This was developed not by me, but by some scientists at Amway, Gene Maley. He passed away a few years ago, but he was the one who designed this. And so for me, this is a big acknowledgement of the amazing science we have been doing for years and years, right, thoughtfully. So my duty is to understand that further and expand on the knowledge and understanding of this product. And one thing what I found, thank you. So one thing I found was our all-plant protein or the soy protein drink is high amount of few amino acids compared to the animal protein, like arginine, glutamic acid, aspartic acid, tyrosine, histidine, valine, glycine. You don't have to remember all those things, but what I want to leave the point is ours is a unique profile which you will not find in anywhere in the market, right? And so it's up to us to really identify how do they play a role in our gut health. So these key amino acids, if you ask, in the scientific literature, it has multiple functions. First of all, generate the beneficial gut metabolites, which I mentioned to you before. Then support gut immune function, gut inflammation, gut motility, secretion, and support gut barrier. So there are a lot of details. Now I can tell you, I can have 15 sessions just on this. So I just try to really summarize it for you. Ready?
Dr. Shah, I know, okay, you can have 15 sessions on this, but for the sake of all the audience here, right, what are the key ones that actually soy protein can help, okay, in the gut health itself? One of the key one.
One of the key one is definitely on the gut metabolites and gut immune function. My favorite is the gut immune function.
Why? The gut immune functions. Could you walk us through like the T cells and also, yeah.
Yes. So gut immune function, there's a couple of reasons why. The bifidobacteria in our product, as well as the bifidobacteria and our protein, the amino acids, does it activates one important immunity cell. It's called T regulatory cells. T cells, just remember T cells. And this is very special T cells. What happens is when you're playing sports or when your wife is beating you up, right? You get injury, right? I mean, Mike gets beaten up. I get beaten up. So we get this bruise, right? We get this bruise and the bruise keeps on swelling. But our gut is so smart. The gut thinks, okay, we need to control the inflammation. So what it does, it releases these immune cells into this muscle and says, calm down till next time when your wife beats you, calm down. So your skin, your body is completely healed because you cannot have uncontrolled inflammation, right? Your body is not going to withstand that. So you need to have, so that is how smart our gut cells are. When I say epithelial cells, I'm not doing justice to the gut. Gut has like 5 different cell types. One cell type is making immune cells. One cell type is making mucus cells. One cell is protecting the cell line. I mean, it is like mind-boggling. As I said, another 1 month of conversation with you, I can tell you all about it, right? So that is how. Did I waste a lot of time?
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no. Your sharing is very interesting. Yeah. Continue. Yes, they want more. Okay. So we are not going to talk about the 20 amino acids that we are going to have,
Yeah.
but these are the 5 key amino acids that play a very major role.
Some of the major role, and tyrosine, which is involved in conversion into many like serotonins and other hormones, neurotransmitter hormones,
Yeah.
right? And then glycine, in fact, the glycine, very common amino acid, and but you'll be surprised at the role it plays in the gut health. And I will not go into detail other than very simple explanation, protects the gut lining,
Yeah.
right? Prevents the breakage of the gut lining.
So I was so amazed by the chart itself, although you all see like it's blank and you don't know how to interpret it. Okay, so this chart itself actually is the new studies that Dr. Sharma, you and your team
Yes.
actually does it. Could you walk us through on the results?
Yes, so as scientists, we are always curious. When we say, hey, these things work together, we have to know it works together. Right? How do we know? Does anyone of you know? I did not know. So we all said, okay, this works together. So I want to prove it. It works together, right? So one thing what we did, we took a lactobacilli. Lactobacilli is a common bacteria and is part of this, but also part of our gut system, normal gut system. So we took that bacteria and we grew that in our lab. Then what we did, we digested the protein into amino acids with the human digestive enzyme, okay, make into amino acids. We took the amino acids, we took the fiber, we put them together, we put them in and gave it to the bacteria, the lactobacilli. Ask a simple question, what happens to you? Will you grow or will you die? Okay, this is the one in which we didn't give the food. It was a normal bacterial growth. But when we gave our products combined, look at the growth, tenfold increase in the lactobacilli. Right? And this was done under a condition which is normal in our colon region. Do you know what the condition is called? It's called anaerobic condition, meaning there's no oxygen. In the colonic region, this bacteria can grow only majority under anaerobic condition, meaning it doesn't like oxygen. It likes oxygen-less environment. Now, we did this experiment under the same condition in an experimental chamber where there's no oxygen, and still continue to grow amazingly well. Right? So it shows.
Yes.
So that's all. It shows the product.
I think this is very amazing. Okay, so now the question is, you talk about the 3 products combined together, which is our gut protein. I think every one of us would like to know, especially all of you, okay, before you answer, right, how many times we should take gut protein? Huh? Every hour. Any answer? Any other answer? One day, 1 times, 2 times, 3 okay? So like gut reset, right? We ask people to take for 2 weeks, okay? Then they can blend the juice, okay, with the product or the smoothie with the product itself. So how about gut protein?
So gut protein, so our solution, again, I will tell you my story, right? So for me, gut protein, what I do, this is my morning routine, right? This is my go-to person every day in the morning. But in the evening, also I have 1 scoop of my protein. So that is that is my recommendation, right? So that is what, for me, if I do that, I can tell you, I sleep well, I work out well, I can talk to Mark really well.
Okay, just now I actually see diamonds, okay? They show me this 1 time only, 1 day, okay? Because they don't have this, okay? These are, okay, so now we are actually telling people that every day they should take it, and morning and also night. Morning and also night.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, does
What?
it relate to the human clock that we had?
But before this,
Yes.
I just want to ask the audience, you know, when you consume the protein, do you have to take it every day? Yes. Why? Why? Huh? We all? Right. And so when you consume the protein, the first thing which is converted into amino acids, right? It goes into our blood, right? Do you know how long it stays in the blood? Very close. 1 hour to 2 hours. After that, it's gone. So don't you think you should have the protein amino acid to sustain your body? Is 1 to 2, majority of the amino acids disappears in 1 to 2 hours. There is 1 or 2 amino acids which last for maybe 3 hours. Majority is gone. Right? And do you know where it disappears into? It disappears into making your body functioning well. That is what it does. Right? So therefore, consuming the amino acids in the morning is essential because your body is already starved, and I will talk about that here. So when you wake up in the morning, your cortisol level is pretty high. Why? Because your body is saying, wake up. Wake up. Right? Your body is energized. Your body is willing to go, is ready to rush into action. But the body says, I need the nutrition. I need the nutrition. And where are you going to get the nutrition from? From the really good nutrition source. This is the greatest nutrition source ever. For me personally, right? I consider this as the best. Right? So, of course, you know, there are many choices, especially in Malaysia. Great choices. I love the choices. But you always have to make the choice. But before that, that's the first choice. Second choice is your other things which you like to do. Like your, what is the breakfast of choice in Malaysia?
Nasi lemak.
Nasi lemak. Jose, okay, fine. Jose too. So,
Very healthy. Yeah.
so look at those. So those are choices you can make. Right? So that is what, when you wake up in the morning. Of course, you know, in the evening time, your melatonin secretion comes in. Why? Because melatonin is telling your body, calm down. You did enough workout. You did enough exercise. You fought with your friends. You made a lot of things in your life on your daytime. And then your melatonin comes in and you're asked to relax. And that is when the body is saying, when you're relaxing, let me repair your body. Because throughout the day, you have been stressed. You have been doing many actions. Right? So now is the time, body to relax. And when you sleep, the repair happens. Your regeneration happens. That is where 6 to 8 hours of sleep is mandatory. How many of you get 8 hours of sleep? How many 8 hours? No one?
Not that. Okay, so the human clock itself is related to the hormones that we had.
Yes.
Okay, so one of the key hormones that is regulated the human clock is actually insulin. I think we have conducted some studies on the protein on insulin, how it spikes the sugar, right?
Right. That is that study showing here?
Yes.
Oh. So this was another clinical study which we did. I don't know. Is maybe new to this
Yes,
audience?
it's new.
Okay. So the question was, when you consume the protein, and of course, like almost every country, the first food we eat, most countries are high carbohydrate rich food. Right? We all agree, right? High carbohydrate rich food. You name it, USA, doesn't matter. We all love the carbohydrate rich food.
Roti canai.
What is that?
Roti canai.
Oh, roti, yes. But but I can tell you, I don't. Not because I'm special, but because after this study, I said, no more. But, so what we did, we took some subjects in a clinical study, and 14 subjects between the age of 30 to 50 years old, and they had compromised blood sugar level. I was in Vietnam 2 weeks ago, and to my surprise, 50% of the population in Vietnam is pre-diabetic. 50%! Now, I wonder how much in Malaysia. Right? So for me, that's a big eye-opener, saying that 50%, then how many of them will convert to diabetes, right? So these are pre-diabetic people. Go back. So then I gave, the first day they came, I gave them 75 grams of glucose, pure glucose. Glucose goes into bloodstream fast. Second day, what I did, I gave them 3 scoops of all plant protein. And then I gave them the glucose. No, after 15 minutes later. Then I did the blood glucose check. My team did the blood glucose check at 10, 15, 45 minutes, all these things. And then that's the end of the study. So now, let's look at the results. On the left side of the graph, you see the standard glucose. It goes up and up and up and up, right? Very fast. Within 45 minutes, your glucose level is very high. But when you consume the protein, before you consume the glucose, what happens? Your glucose spike is blunted. Right? So there is 78% reduction in the glucose going into your bloodstream. Right? Think about that.
Wow.
Wow. Right? Yes. So any starchy food, you just hold on. I know it's tasty, but I can tell you, this is a healthy. Right? Try the healthy one first, then you enjoy to a little bit, not a whole bunch. Right? But it's very important. So it's very important to enjoy your food. For sure, I understand, appreciate, because I come to Malaysia, the amazing variety. You have to enjoy. It's a sin not to enjoy Malaysian food. Right? So, but at the same time, it is our responsibility to our family, to our friends, to eat healthy. That's all what I'll say.
Okay. So this is the last question of the day. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, the last questions of the day. So we know that, we talk about a lot on the benefits of the gut protein and how it can help in our gut microbiome and the gut health and to our human health. Okay, so now the question is, a lot of the audience would like to know, I think I need to let y'all know, due to Gut Reset, with all your help, we already stirred the interest of the other competitor in the industry to focus on gut health as well. Okay, so that's Gut Reset. But now, gut protein, considering the prices that Amway have, right? It's always at the higher range. Do y'all agree? No agree? Well, very good, y'all. Very cheap, Okay. So I think this is a lot of the consumers. They would like to know why I should take the gut protein that is offered by Amway.
What is the question? The question is why the prices are high?
No, why gut protein by Amway?
Why gut protein by Amway? No, I gave you a lot of reasons why gut protein by Amway, right?
Yeah.
But, so my analogy to you is, we see so many nice, washing machines from LG, Samsung, Mercedes, everywhere, right? And we are willing to spend money on things which doesn't even affect our health. So, don't you think you should have high quality things when you're putting something in your body? Yes. Right? So can you ascribe any price for that? The price is always your health. Your health is the most important thing. No cars can buy. Probably last year I saw one multi-billionaire in India die at the age of 60. What is the purpose? So many, right? For me, that is the wealthiest. The most wealthiest is the one, the healthiest. My dad, not the wealthy man. Do you know how old he is? 95. He's still, if I call him, he's waiting to come to Malaysia.
Oh,
Waiting. And he walks with me without a stick. But if you look at wealthy, he's the wealthiest man. And do you think I can be lucky like him? I don't know. No guarantee. No guarantee. Only thing I can say, let me give my insurance policies. That's it. Nothing else. Agree?
agree.
That's all.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Sham, for the great sharing today. Okay. I think we will have a bonus sessions for all of you because you are so dedicated and focused to our topic. So we will open now our Q&A and we will like to invite Dr. G on stage. Yeah. Yes. So we will have around 10 minutes of Q&A. So make your question worth it.
Okay, I'm Diamond Jamie here. I would like to ask Dr. G, since Nutrilite we have only 5 strains of good bacteria in our probiotics, there are many competitors out there. They are offering 10, 15 types of strain. So how do we actually put this in the market that says that the combination of Gut Pro is much better than the million and trillions or
Yes.
different types of strains? Yes.
That's a very good question. Very good question. If I can give you example like this, we want diversity of the animals in this room. So what if I invite the lions and the elephant in this room? Then how is it going to be? Am I going to increase the diversity or am I going to decrease the diversity? If a lion and the tigers, they are also animals. So I bring them in here. Am I going to have increased diversity? No, it's going to decrease the diversity. Actually, our gut microbiome is like a 2,000 up to 10,000 bacteria. Adding 5, adding 19, adding 12 actually doesn't mean so much. Yeah, what is most important is the short-chain fatty acid, branched-chain
Correct.
fatty acid. Actually, we are inviting thousands of bacteria every day in our gut. In your water, in your food, in the air, in the plants, everywhere around us is full of bacteria. We are inviting them into our gut, but actually they don't like your gut, so they are escaping. That's it. So it is much more important to build the environment in your gut. That's the short-chain fatty acid. That's the energy sources, fiber. That's the protein, and so it is like the microbiology is not so simple. That 2,000 here, I want to add 5 more. 2005, I want to have a 12 more. 2012 doesn't mean so much. It is much more important how you build the environment in your gut. So all those bacteria every day you are inviting into your gut, they will like your gut environment and then they will stay there. That's the way how you increase the diversity, not eating 2-3 more diverse bacteria. As a microbiologist, that's not the factor here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And just to add to that, Raji, the one thing which also the bifidobacteria is known to support the growth of the other bacteria.
Yeah, that's right. That is right.
Right? It has a function beyond producing the short-chain fatty acid, beyond repairing the gut lining. It supports the growth of the other bacteria. Right? So that is the beauty of this.
Yes.
Hi. Thank you, Dr. G and Dr. Sham. Thank you so much for the grateful session. So I'm a clinical microbiologist, so I have a very specific question. So I think we talked about leaky gut syndrome. So I've seen these 2 particular patients, Crohn's disease and also irritable bowel syndrome patients. So for these patients, can we actually give, sometimes they have very sensitive guts, right? So this gut protein, is it really suitable for them? And another second question is, when we give them, let's say, for example, gut protein is good for these kind of inflammatory patients, can we give more? Like, of course, overdosage of vitamins, we rarely see that in this fiber and probiotics, but for this kind of patient, do we need more? And if we give more probiotics and fiber, for example, 3 sachet or 4 sachet, does it really do harm than doing good? Thank you.
Do you want or should I?
Yeah, you can. So honestly, we have not investigated that into Crohn's disease because we typically don't work in the disease area.
Yeah, we can't answer that questions,
Right.
okay, due to the okay, all our supplements are not meant to treat diseases,
Correct.
okay, but you can share, okay, on the Crohn disease, on this disease, how the gut health actually help the patient itself. Okay, do not talk about products.
Yeah.
Not talking about the product. The ongoing collaborative work with Max Planck in the Germany. We are now making a publication together. That we found out the people with the Crohn's disease and so on, they have much more amount of active. You are specialists, so I will talk in the natural language of the bioscience. They have a much more active form of the protease in the gut, because actually, to be honest, if you consume beef, the protein and your gut self, the protein, the structure is not so different. But how do we distinguish our digestive protease is only digesting our beef, not our gut? And the people with the Crohn's disease, and the key answer is also, again, the microbiome. The bacteria is actually inactivating the protease at the right moment, so that protease not digesting your own gut. But if those people without the right bacteria at the moment, it's a CYP7A1 enzyme that is inactivated, dehydrolyzation of the bile acid, then without the right bacteria, actually they are digesting their own gut. That's the one problem. And also, if you don't give the right amount of these protein sources and energy sources, these bacteria, they are starving too much, then they start to eat your own mucus, and they are harming. That's on the other way around. Sometimes some scientists say that action is actually activating the goblet cell to induce more mucus layer, but on the other hand, it might harm your gut and causing a lot of leakiness in the gut as well. That may be the causal effect of the IBS and IBD as well. So it's just a scientific terminology that we are ongoing at this moment. Yes.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chua. So I would like to ask a question to Dr. Sham. Our all-plant protein, can we consider it as a amino acid-based formula? Can we say this is an amino acid-based formula? Because as I know in the market, there are also like partially hydrolyzed formula for the milk formula, and also fully hydrolyzed formula for the milk formula, and also amino acid formula as well. I mean, when we tell our customer, can we say this is an amino acid-based formula?
I don't think you can say it amino acid basis formula, because the products you're mentioning about that are hydrolyzed or partially hydrolyzed or full pure amino acids, right? So we cannot call it out that. I mean, those are for specific conditions, right? Typically, these hydrolyzed proteins, right? It's not hydrolyzed from our proteins are not hydrolyzed, right? So it's like pure proteins.
Okay, thank you.
My name is Bon Loa. May I know why for this program, re-engineer your second gymnosome, you know me, why the basic food supplement like daily or double X and omega-3 is not included, or not mentioned at all? Thank you.
I think this question can Joanne or yes. Want to answer these questions? Huh? No, I don't want to answer.
Okay, I'm not a dietitian here to answer, but I would think that later on, if you still remember yesterday when Jennifer shared about the Hari nutrition, we are not just take this and then we don't need to take any other thing, right? So you still need your phytonutrients. That's why we need the fruits and veggie, right? From our whole food. Right, and if people do not eat enough from your whole food, where the supplements come in, and then you know that the body is not just the phytonutrients. We also need omega, right? The good oil. There are so many things that going on, to support the whole body, to make your body function accordingly. So there are many things. Okay, but imagine that if you were to actually have a session to cover so many things, I think you guys have to come here for 3 days, right? So, but one basic things that you can start with is gut protein. Start from these 3 products. Start to understand how these 3 products can actually impact your gut. Then from there, you're starting to add on, starting to learn more, like how the phytonutrients help, how the omega help, how the peptide, the collagen help, so and so on, so on. So we will slowly teach, okay? So we know that you guys are hungry to learn more, right? But step by step, okay? Yeah, we're going to teach more and more and in the upcoming months and so on, yeah?
Can I add one more comment on that question? Maybe there was a misunderstanding that what I said was our microbiome is a drug factory, but a factory doesn't have the raw material by themselves. Until now, all the companies only thought about the raw material that they put it into our mouth, and they didn't understand about our factory, how they produce the drug out of the raw material that we give. Even though you have $1 million factory, if you don't give any raw material, double X and things, they will just sit down and do nothing. So you need a factory plus you need a very good raw material. Eventually, synergistically, you will have the drug-like a function in your body. So these two has to go together, actually. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And my name is Debbie. I would like to have a question for Dr. Sham regarding for the routine. Just now you show, you say that the best one is 6:30 a.m. for the graph.
Yes.
So I have a question, which is like some of my friends, because of their career, they need to have a night shift. So yeah, usually how can we advise them if they are having a night shift due to their career purpose? Yeah.
Great question. In fact, when I was in Singapore, I got some feedback from some ABOs. In fact, something we can do, we have put a protocol for people who are on night shift. Because think about night shift. So I don't want to go into details because there's a lot of details. So we have suggested a protocol for people who are doing the night shift. Because that's very important, very relevant, very important question. But we have a reasonable solution for that. Okay, but maybe you can ask your upline to connect with us later.
Okay, I think that will be the last question of the day.
One more here.
One more question?
Very quick one. People who have gout, what's your advice on how do they take the protein where they don't see the side, what they call the ramification of protein on gout?
Gout. So we have a separate answer for that. We have a full answer. We have prepared all the answers for that. So please, we can connect later and we can give you the write-up on gout and protein. Now, okay, very bottom line, there's not much link between the gout and the soy protein itself. Right? There's no link scientifically. There's no link. Many of them are not very scientifically validated. So what we know for sure, there's no link, but we will give you a formal write-up with the references to the scientific literature.
Okay, thank you very much for all the questions, and a very special thanks to Dr. Joseph G and Dr. Sham.